Welcome to another edition of Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan and Friends. And here's your host, Russ McClellan.
Hey, thanks for tuning in one more time to Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan and Friends. Wow, what's happening in the real estate world, people? Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Russ.
Lynn Zielasko. Is it Zielasko or Zielasko? I always often say people's names wrong for years before I ask.
There's an O on the end of it.
So that's probably an O then. See how smart I am, guys? I learn things. Learning based always. And Lauren Meloy, my team leader.
Hey, folks.
And JP, who's getting a call from his wife. You forgot to take the garbage
You're in the
out.
room. Uh-oh.
Hey, I got married in
Gotta
April.
set reminders,
I know
man.
what those honeydew lists are now. I forgot. I was divorced for 20 years. But not anymore.
No. Congratulations, by the way.
Yes, thank you. And 2 new grandsons, you know, and speaking of cool things like that, that's what real estate's all about, right? It's like the sky is falling is what you read, you know, when you're shifting a real estate market. And depending on who you talk to, the world of real estate is crumbling, or the recession, or the Ukraine war, or politics, or, you know, whatever it is.
The sky is always falling.
Yeah. It's like, as we're doing this show, I'm looking out, it's blue skies, mountains, rivers, lakes.
Yeah, smoke is gone.
Smoke's gone. It's like, gratitude is a pretty good killer of pessimism. You know, if you kind of start your day out with some gratitude and maybe don't grab your phone in the first 3 seconds that your eyes open and start reading all of the things that might go wrong, your life will become a little easier, I think. But one of the things I wanted to talk about today along those lines of change is in real estate, we have a unique situation where in the last decade or so, maybe longer than 10 years, has been a good run, right? 2008 was a long time ago. You know, kind of like crisis was like 2008 to 2010, 11, somewhere in there. The irony is, in 2006, which in Chelan I know was a hot market, there were 6.5 million homes sold in the country. This is an interesting graph that we saw when we were training in Portland, Lauren. 2007 was about 5 million. And then by 2008, the Great Recession, we were down to 4.1 million. So 6.5 in 2006, 5 million homes in 2007, 4.1 million homes in 2008. Well, guess what? 2021 was 6.1. 2006, remember, was 6.5. 2022 is almost over, and they're predicting about 5.1 million homes sold in 2022 this year. 2007 was 5 million. Now, the Great Recession, 4.1 million homes. Almost all the economists are predicting 4 million homes in 2023.
654. And it looks
654.
the same last year, this year, and next year.
So what does that mean to a real estate brokerage? What are some of the things that you would think about just having an open dialogue about like what you're hearing or what you feel or how you feel about the real estate market right now? Lynn, how do you feel about it?
I feel like a lot of people that thought that real estate was going to be easy may find that maybe it's not. It's simple, but it's not easy. So,
what makes it not easy? Like, what is it about real estate that is the hardest? What are some of the hard things about real estate? Like, let's get real frank about why it's not an easy business.
lead gen is number one, and follow up, finding people that want to work with you, and getting from start to finish, successfully closing a deal.
Yeah, it's like I like to equate it to I can run to the mailbox. I just could not run a marathon today.
No, nope.
I might be able to make it from here to McDonald's and get a quarter pounder with cheese and then sit down with like I'm breathing hard. That's where I'm at right now in my life.
I have consistently worked out 7 days a week for 58 days, even though I failed 75 hard.
75 hard. Well, did you fail 75 hard?
I didn't fail.
You failed it less than people who never tried.
Correct.
You're closer to running a marathon than I am. I promise you.
I am, and I can probably bench press more too.
And the marathon is a great example, right? Marathon's, what is it, 13.1? No, that's a half marathon. 26 miles?
26.2.
26.2.
Yep.
You know, even 5 years ago, the average person looking online, if you had a lead come in from the Big Z or any of the other, Zillow or any of the other websites, they'd probably be ready to write a contract with you here within about 1 to 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are about 6 months out. Now they're starting their online search about 18 to 24 months out. So it's about, it's the difference between a lot of people could probably run or jog or at least walk a mile, but could they even walk 26 miles? Right? It's putting one foot in front of the other. It's simple.
Yeah.
But doing it over that time is not easy.
No, that's consistency, right? Repetition is the mother of all skill. The first time you give a public speech will not go as good as the 100th time.
Boy, that's for sure. After learning that in my training in California last week.
Yeah. And there's a trial by fire that you can do, or there's other ways to do this business. And I think the insecurity, or what I say, just the lack of mindset work, right? Just generally in the country. It seems like we've got, and this may be coming from an old guy with a gray beard and bald head, but it seems like in the last decade, there's so much information flying at us every day from so many different sources that our brains haven't quite caught up. And it feels like that we're just polarized or we're paralyzed most of the time. And you look up and you're like, what did I do today?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then you look, you want to scare yourself? Look how there's a little app that can tell you on your phone how many hours you're spending on social media.
Yeah.
Scary. It's sad because I just don't think it's like a dopamine hit, right? It's like a drug that you get addicted to, whether you're 80 or 8, right? It happens. These little dopamine hits. Ooh, oh, they liked me. Ooh, they liked my post. Ooh, it got shared twice. Ooh, all of a sudden, we're not productive. We're not spending time outside. We're not enjoying our friends and family. We're living in this virtual world of something. So right there, just when you want to do an experiment, I've done this in Seattle. I've stood on a bridge in downtown Seattle by I-5, and I've stared at people as they come, almost like I was stalking them, right? But I was seeing how many people are just driving with their phones in their face. Or do it at a restaurant. Go see how many people are at a restaurant with their phones in their face. Some kids are like literally texting each other at the same table.
Right. Isn't that crazy?
So it's just like, just start right there, right? And maybe I'm sounding like an old dude, but the reality is if we can help you love on people, that's all this business really is that you just have to get the mindset of abundance and that, look, there's a percentage of the people that you know right now, that you've met right now, that are going to buy this year. Are they going to buy from you? They love you. They trust you. But are you top of mind awareness in their mind? And that's the question, right? Because we do a lot of stuff. We just don't do a lot of stuff productively that helps our business. So what you're really saying is you're okay with them going to somebody that may not do a good job for them. That's one way to look at it, right? Like when I get up and we talk about these cliches like your big why. Okay, well, my big why is I want to help more people a month than I did last month. I don't have a dollar figure for my big why or my goal. It's not about a number. It's about people. And I think sometimes we've lost that, to your point, Lynn, about leads. We've lost the ability to humanize a lead because of, instant gratification, right? Like, that lead sucks. Actually, that's a person.
That is a person, and those people come into your life, and then you either love on them or you don't. And if you love on them, then you're probably going to convert them into a client, and hopefully a client forever. If you don't love on them, then they're going to find the next person who just happens to have a real estate license, and then you're going to lose that deal, and you're going to lose that client for life. Because I feel like a lot of people are not super educated about the real estate process and what that looks like. I met some first-time home buyers the other night. They had no clue. They didn't know what to do. How do you start the process?
Well, it's more important now than ever to know more about what we're doing now that rates have gotten up. What does buy down a rate mean? What is creative financing? What is seller financing? What are APRs? What are adjustable rate mortgages? Who's doing what and who knows what about their business? What are enhancement loans? Well, when the rate was 2.8% on a 30-year fix, none of those things were any good. Why would you do any of those things?
Do you have a pulse and a paycheck?
Right.
Yep. Yeah, we abdicated that whole process to loan officers, which they're the experts. We want to lean on them, but not knowing anything about the process and just telling people to go talk to somebody. especially now, we're seeing a lot of lenders and banks kind of shuttering products and shutting down because they overstaffed for refinances. Those are all done now. Who in the hell is going to refinance right now, right?
Right, but now assumptions are part of the program.
Yeah.
All government loans are assumable. Did you guys know that? Well, there's this one little hack. If a guy got a home a year ago, a home loan a year and a half ago, and they moved out of state because they got a job transfer, well, they may not have a lot of equity built up. So assume that 3% mortgage. Now, if you go to some mortgage companies, they're, oh, that's too complicated. Or banks, oh, we don't do that. And they make it sound like it's impossible. What I say about real estate brokers is we quarterback the transaction. We help educate the lenders on what the buyers need. And then we have to have those relationships where we work together on structure, meaning how do we write this up to where we can take advantage of certain products, and then who do we assign the buyer to for that particular need? Because to your point, Lynn, not very many people realize that creative financing or, different methods are even available because all they've known is the best of times, 3% interest rates. Well, that's what we do here. We're an education and training company every single week. And on our Team Ridge model, you have, 700 years of experience? 17?
17. I'm way younger than you. Thank you very much. And I have hair.
Younger, smarter, faster, stronger.
Might be gray, but...
We've established that you're faster, stronger, younger. Okay, thanks. We'll be right back with more belittling of Russ McClellan at Home Sweet Home in just a few minutes.
Keller Williams, you make dreams come true. Home sweet home. Home sweet home.
Hey, this is Russ McClellan with Keller Williams. I want to talk to you about something. Do you feel stuck? Do you feel the financial pressures of the COVID virus? That was fun, wasn't it? I'll tell you what, real estate can be a game changer for you, and I'm here to help you. If you want to give me a call at 509-888-0038, I want to talk about your life and getting unstuck. We are growing rapidly. We're the fastest growing real estate company in all of North Central Washington. Give us a call. I want to help you. 509-888-0038.
With the new Keller Williams School of Real Estate, you can now get your license for free. Access tools, tips, and personalized coaching with Keller Williams award-winning training programs, and start off your career in real estate the right way. K-Score is 100% online and entirely free to students, with pre-licensing curriculum geared toward placing aspiring agents on a direct path to licensure and profitability. With K-Score, we're not just unlocking the door, we're opening every door to anyone that's ever dreamed of starting their career in real estate. We're making a difference for you so that you can make a difference for others. Now available for all individuals in Washington. Your future awaits. Enroll today.
We're excited. We got a lot of people signing up, so give us a call, 509-888-0038, or simply email us at joinus@kwnCW.com. Let's go from being stuck to unstuck.
You're tuned to Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan and friends. Now back to Russ.
I'm with Lynn Zielasko.
Morning.
Everybody's making fun of my bald head, my belly, and my gray beard. Does that mean I'm getting younger by the minute, Lynn?
Yes, you are.
I'm just, I just have to get out of shape so I can get back in shape so I can, show great progress in life.
Consistency.
It's like carb loading before you start working out. Oh, look, I lost more weight. Yeah, no, I am been sick for like 3 weeks. So what's fun about real estate is that last segment we were talking about how we treat people, right? Like in real estate, if you meet a client one day, right? I like to equate the real estate business to dating, right? So you player, I'm a player. So I'm a one-night stander, and if you want that person, unfortunately, that's what a lot of realtors are. They're like players. They're like one-night stands. That's why they call the FU of real estate is follow-up. It's because I don't want to talk to you anymore. I'm hunting for another. I'm in a fraternity, I'm going to keep. Or you can find a nice person that you can introduce to mom and that you can have a relationship with based on solid values and morals and principles and work ethic and integrity. And that's when that person decides to sell, decides to buy, or decides to invest, you are their fiduciary because you've had a relationship, which in some cases is a year or longer. And that's not a mystery. But boy, is it hard to get people to follow up or to lead generate at all.
It is hard, but in making it important about creating the relationships, because you're not dating, you
Right.
are creating a relationship. You're marrying that person, that family, anyone in that family who needs someone to help buy, sell, or invest.
And that's the word fiduciary versus functionary. Functionary is someone that opens a door for you. A fiduciary is somebody who has your back, and you can trust them to be educated and your expert advisor and to walk you through this process. That is litigious. It is a litigious world that we live in. Like I said on the previous show, back in the day, my dad used to just shake a guy's hand. He'd buy orchards with no paperwork. But if they didn't do what they said, they went behind the woodshed too.
Right.
So now we can't do that anymore. Now we have to have contracts, and we actually have to have expectations, because our word is not always the bond, sadly. And if nothing else, we just want to make sure we don't have convenient loss of memory. Sometimes that happens. So we have to know all these things about financing and inspections and title reports, et cetera, right? So that brings me to this. I am so stoked that we're running Team Ridge, which is a team inside our market center where we follow the model, where we provide leads, where we provide coaching, where we provide data entry, where we provide transaction coordinating. And for that value proposition, we take 50% in perpetuity. But I'll tell you what, 100% of nothing is nothing,
Correct.
right? 50% of a lot is a lot.
Yes.
So now let's talk about this, because I have this philosophy, and I think you know me well enough now, that I believe everybody should have a real estate license. I came up with CROW, the Community Realtor Referral Opportunity. I actually have a cool logo with a bird, the crow, with a realtor medallion. I haven't showed you yet, but I have this idea that every single person should get a license because we have a free school and they get 25% referral fees. But let's talk about our special forces unit that we're looking for. What are the characteristics of a person? Not the tactics, but the characteristics of a person that you're looking for. Because you are the, head honcho.
I am the head honcho. That's
honchette.
crazy. So characteristics, great personality. You are a team player. You are excited about real estate and about helping people, whether it be buying, selling, or investing. You are creating opportunities for many people and creating relationships. I feel like there's a standards list that needs to be created because this market is shifting, and so people, you don't just get to show up and get leads handed to you, right? You got to have some work ethic. You got to show up, and you need to be consistent.
Yeah. I mean, pride. I think right now in a shift, you just have to decide what you want to be, right? In other words, if you want to be a referring agent, that's the beautiful thing about Keller Williams. Whatever you decide you want to be, as far as how you want to do your business, we have a home for you. That's the interdependent, independent, and traditional or dependent, which is what Team Ridge is, where we do it all. And we ask you to show up and work hard and be honest and take some pride in what you're doing. Well, are you an amateur or are you a professional?
Well, I hope you're a professional.
But not everybody.
We all have our starting point.
Everybody has a starting point.
And
That's a great point, Lynn, because so often I think the insecurity in people that I run into that have those great personalities, they're programming. You're coaching with Fletcher.
Yeah.
I've coached with Fletcher for a long time. Our programming, people, you might think it's hocus pocus. How you live your life when you're little, believe it or not, affects you some way. Not that it determines who you're going to be, but it does have an impact on you. So some people just weren't given affirmations. They weren't told they were beautiful. They weren't told they were awesome when they were growing up. A lot of people have insecurities. Doesn't mean there won't be great real estate brokers. So what I say is we have to also help teach mindset before skill set.
Absolutely.
Now,
Because
that's hard.
victim mentality and not being grateful can be catastrophic in your world and in your business and in your life. There's a lot that goes into mindset to enable you to become the best version of yourself.
Yeah. What I love about people like you as incredible leaders is the humility. And you see that in the biggest, baddest people in our industry. 90% of them are super humble. They're learning based. They're more than willing in Keller Williams to help you. I mean, we were just in Portland at another event, and I'm like, literally, what do you need, Russ? And they're the first ones, and they've had 20-year, 30-year careers, and they're raising their hand. I don't know what I'm doing. I need help. Mm-hmm. That vulnerability and authenticity is so sexy to me. Like, that's who I'm looking for.
Right.
The person that says, I've got my $80,000 lease on my Lexus, and I've got my suit, and I've got my white poodle, and I've got my whatever it is.
And I know everything.
I'm all that in a bag of chips. Just ask me. I'm a legend in my own mind. Just ask me. Okay, well, that works at 2.8%.
That person can stay on their own team at whatever brokerage they're at, because that is not who is going to be on our team.
Right.
Nothing against white poodles.
No, I love white poodles. So you're right. It's about, and yet here's who might be, right? Here's who might be, and you're in charge of this. It might be the person right across the street at McDonald's. Because I've met some people that have personalities. When I meet them, I'm sure you have too, you're like, holy criminy. You have an innate gift of energy, of enthusiasm. You're a magnet. I met somebody that is pretty well known, but I'd never met her in Portland at a conference. And I was sitting there after talking with her in a group setting. I was like, you're just a natural human magnet. People are just drawn to your energy. And there's something real to that. Like, and I just like, man, those are the kind of people, if we saw them working at McDonald's, we can say, hey, look.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Let's sit down, because there's no better time to get in the real estate business than right now.
Right. And when you people think, a lot of people are going to get out of the business right now. Those are, the people that thought that real estate was real easy. Well, it is simple, not easy. But now it's, the people that are willing to do the work, because there's always going to be somebody that has to buy, sell, or invest. There's always going to be somebody that's getting a job transfer, or, a family issue or whatever, and things change, circumstances change, and there's always going to be that need. Yes, there is a drop in transactions, but that doesn't mean that everything's going to come to a halt.
No, I mean, do people stop drinking Pepsi to drink Coke? Yeah. Well, they do. That's called your unfair share. I like that. I'm a competitive guy. I want everybody to do well. I don't say, I'm going to put you out of business. I did say that when I was 20, and that was the wrong attitude. That's a scarcity mindset. I think the pie is infinite. I think we have this world that we live in that is one of the nicest, most beautiful places in the world. And we just happen to have 4.6 million people live like 2.5 hours away in the rain. So demand is probably not our problem. Supply, on the other hand, yes. What can we do about it? Now, that's the fun part. There's a challenge, and you hit the nail on the head. Some people resign. They go. They hit something that's resistance. They make a mistake, or life happens, or the world goes from 3 to 7%, or 8%, or 10%, or 15%, or 23%, like it was in the 70s. Guess what? There were still realtors. There were still people that got better at understanding what they needed to understand that they didn't have to understand when the rate was 3. Now, I always ask people in business, and you sometimes see my Facebook posts. One of the things I've been saying recently to all business owners, you have to be willing to blow up your business that exists today in a shift. And what are you specifically tactically doing differently now than you did 6 months ago? If you say nothing, then hope is not a business plan.
Are you sure?
Well, that's the people that are losing so slowly they think they're winning. Until one day they go, these leads suck. This industry sucks. This market sucks. I'm going to the bar. Negative, and then they find more negative to talk to.
Yes.
That's not the people that...
And then they surround themselves with negativity and lead a very unfulfilling life.
Yeah, misery loves company. Okay, well, it doesn't have to be that way. When we come back, I'm going to talk about how it can be in a shift and why I think it's the best time in the real estate world to get into real estate, or to put down your old gun and pick up a new one by learning about new stuff. maybe it's just work ethic. Be right back with Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan and friends.
Keller Williams, you make dreams come true. Home sweet home.
Hey, this is Russ McClellan with Keller Williams. Thanks for tuning in to our radio show. I want everybody to know something. We offer a free real estate school, K-Score. We have a brand new team leader in Lauren Meloy. If you're interested in changing your life, if you don't have enough money, if you need extra money for those AU basketball shoes, if you want a career that actually gives you your time back, believe it or not everybody works 100 hours a week in real estate. Trust me. At the end of the day, Keller Williams provides the systems, tools, training, and technology you need to flourish. Give us a call at 509-888-0038. You can call me personally at 509-470-2416 or email our staff and Kelly Hain, my sister and our Market Center Administrator, at joinus@kw.com for more information on our free real estate school. Make it a great day. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, this is Russ McClellan. We started our real estate company, Keller Williams Realty, North Central Washington, in the spring of 2018. We've grown to be the largest real estate company in North Central Washington, and there's a reason for that. We attract people that want to keep the vast majority of the money they earn because they deserve it. We attract people that know that Keller Williams is the most advanced education and training real estate company and the largest real estate franchise system on the planet. We're in approximately 55 countries with approximately 170,000 agents with the most advanced technology in a world that is driven by the digital age that there is in real estate. We also, if that's not enough, profit share at 49% above a predictable expense line monthly. If you're interested in learning more about Keller Williams Realty NCW, give us a call today at 509-888-0038 and let's talk real estate. Have a great day.
You're listening to Keller Williams Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan and friends. Now back to the show.
And I have Lynn Zielasko. She is Team Ridge, Rainmaker, managing broker to be, which is an internal team owned by people that own the Market Center. And so this is a new full-service, traditional real estate model where we provide everything that you need from coaching to data entry to transaction coordinating to leads. Now there's an accountability that we want from that. We want people that really want to change their life. The good news is we have something for everyone. And if you're feeling stuck out there, my mission statement, Lynn, you've heard me say it many times, is to change lives to the life people want and the life they deserve, using real estate as the vehicle to do it. And it doesn't have to mean that you know everything day one.
Absolutely not.
But you can start today. Every single person that I know, the most successful people in the world in real estate, had a day one.
Yes.
They had a day one. And, sometimes starting right now is the best of times because you can learn about things that really will prepare you to be over time, especially when the market shifts back to 5%, 4%, perfectly prepared to just world dominate and help a lot of people that you have met in your life already and many that you have not met in your life. And we can help you do that. So if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling hopeless, if you're feeling like every time you go to the gas station, you just want to put your head in your hands and cry because $5 a gallon, I know I do. Well, you can either be that victim and say that's not fair. And as you know, Lynn, the fair and unfair game, Fletcher talks about this a lot. The problem with that game, and you'll hear people talk like that, that's not fair. Well, there's always a perpetrator and there's always a victim. And guess which one you most likely are when you're saying that's not fair?
The V word.
The V word. Now, I'm not sure who told you life was fair. Maybe those helicopter parents that, have existed for a while and all those people getting those red ribbons.
Participation trophies? Oh, yes.
You know the difference between the way I raised my kid? It might be bad or good, but my daughter's pretty athletic, and I have a 4-year-old playing soccer, and she calls me after his first game, and he goes, Dad, your grandson's not the MVP. I go, what are you talking about, MVP? He just turned 4 like last week. He's 4 years old. Yeah, well, there's some kids out there that know how to kick a ball into the cones. Your grandson runs over to the cones, grabs it, puts it on his head, and hugs all the other teammates. I go, that just means he's a people person.
He is a people person
And
with attitude.
And in time.
And humor.
In time, yeah. And then the one that got me the most is he was spinning around doing cartwheels and not listening to the coach, which I'm pretty sure 4-year-olds that have been locked down for half their life haven't been at recess. You know, we often forget about that. A 4-year-old's like, first year doesn't count because you're just a blob. And then for the next 2 years, you were locked up, not at the recess, not at the playground, couldn't be around anybody, especially on the west side of the mountains, right? Maybe in Idaho or Texas, they don't believe in it, but on the west side of the mountains, so he's flailing around, having fun, you know, doing whatever he's doing. He hits a kid in the head. All right, kid gets knocked down, no blood, no foul. Oh, no. Concussion protocol. Put him in the like he's 4. What? Yeah, poor kid.
Get out the helmets and the bubble wrap.
Hey, man, I'm not saying what's right or wrong. I'm not a doctor. I'm just like, I wonder why we're soft. I don't know.
Oh.
There's a fine line there, right? I'm
Don't
not
get
saying.
me started.
Yeah, so here's the thing. If you decide that you want to change your life, we can help you change your life. You just bring yourself and a good attitude and enthusiasm, and you want to be around positive people that help you, you know, get out of that hopelessness that you might feel. There's no reason for it. You can surround yourself with positive people. And never has it been more, in my career, never have I been more excited about, look, I am here for everybody, just not for the people that have problems for every solution.
Right.
That's all. I just want people to have fun, and I'm going to teach you everything I know. I've got 32 years of a database. I'm going to do what I can. And Lynn, you've got 17 years with Keller Williams. You know it inside, outside, backwards, forwards.
That's almost 50 years of combined knowledge. That's a lot.
Yeah, and we have almost 90 real estate brokers that the vast majority of them will do anything for you, right? And that's true in Keller Williams. I mean, talk about a company that if you go, don't talk like you think you know. Go find out. And it doesn't matter if it's real estate, if there's something else. Don't make assumptions about people. For example, how many people do you know that go, oh, that guy's a jerk? Do you know him? Well, I've heard of him. We should have stopped that in the telegraph game at recess in the 4th grade.
I feel like people do that about me because I'm, you know.
Do that about everybody that has anything going on. If you're not in the herd laying down, then you're being talked about.
Do you know what shirt I'm wearing today?
What does it say? Let me see.
Lions,
not
sheep.
Hey, come.
Do you want to come to the Lions Den?
Look, competition breeds excellence, right? It doesn't mean we're selfish or selfish people. We're selfless people. We're abundant thinkers. This is who we're looking for. We have a free school. Let me say that again. We have a free real estate school that you can get done in 90 hours at your own pace online. Then you take a state test, and then you instantly can start engaging and learning. And if you have people say, well, I don't have a database. I'm not a people person. Okay, let me see your phone. Except for you people that have Androids. I'm not sure what's wrong with you. But for other people that have iPhones, go to your contacts. Okay, scroll all the way to the bottom. There's a number. Right there is the start of your database.
I have 6,000 people in my phone.
Yeah. It's not working,
crazy.
right? And so leverage. We like to think of a triangle as leads, listings, and leverage. That's what we teach, along with that God Family Business Program. And that's not just BS, and God can mean whatever you want it to mean. You know, whatever's super powerful for you. But in that order, right? We're not the kind of people, especially on Team Ridge, but this whole Keller Williams company is based on those ideals. We're there for each other. We have KW Cares that has been utilized in our own office. I remember we punched in KW Cares, which is a nonprofit, 200,000 people paying into. Gary Keller pays in. You know, he's the owner of this great company. A lot of money himself. Well, when the hurricanes hit, boom, semis heading that way. Our own agent, mother passed away, boom, helped with funeral costs. The check within 2 hours of hitting enter. for them. Who does that? So with that abundance, if you really are done with the Hope is My Business Plan program and you want to learn how to think, if you want to learn how to think about business, if you want to show up and you want to change your life, we can do that. Not guaranteed you're going to get on Team Ridge because that's going to take some work. But I'll tell you what, we have a productivity program that's for everybody. It's automatic enrollment that Sydney Groen, who's a mega agent and a partner, is running. We have contracts class every week. Tom and Marcia dives deep in how to write contracts. We have systems and models that are there to help you. Now soon, Team Ridge is going to be available for those people that want to roll their sleeves up, come to work, have a lot of fun, kick some fanny, go to Hawaii. It's easy, right?
Yeah.
Easy business.
Yep. It's easy.
The hardest thing is showing up.
Right.
It's like the gym. Just get to the gym, then it gets easier, but it's sure hard to get there.
You don't even have to go to the gym. Just go outside.
Right, go outside. I'm a P90X guy, so you can do it in your living room. Not lately, evidently, but I'm going to get back into it. Right away. That's my start today. You don't have to wait till January 1st. Today's the best day to start changing your life to the life you want and the life you deserve. I'm so passionate about it. I feel like I kind of am a broken record about this, but what I see is this, whether it's in my family or my close friends or my agents, it is a scary time. There's a lot of uncertainty in the world. Well, the best way to handle uncertainty is to focus on the things you can control.
But does it have to be scary?
It doesn't have to be, but it is for a lot of people. And so that's okay, right? Because you should never tell someone how to feel, right? They feel how they feel. My wife reminded me of that when we were dating. I said, you shouldn't feel that way. Hey, you can tell me a lot of things. You can't tell me how to feel, dude. And I was like, man, maybe that's what I've been doing wrong my whole life. Somebody should have told me this when I was 18. It would have been a lot easier. No, but, it's true. And that's how we have to look at people, right, that are going through whatever they're going through. Pain there's no better accelerant to change than pain.
Pain versus pleasure.
Fear or faith, right? Can have both. But you have to decide to start somewhere. And real estate is one of those industries with an unlimited potential, with unlimited flexibility that anyone can do. Because I believe insight into your skill set, the word in, it's already in you. We just have to help you unlock your potential. That's it. And that's what my mission's all about. I know you feel abundance like that, and Team Ridge for people that maybe want to take their business to another level with a different structure instead of sitting there doing the same thing going, you know what, man, I was making $100,000 a year. I'm not now.
We're going to create something amazing.
Yeah. So with that being said, I want to tell everybody this before we get to Michael Maher and PrimeLending and talk about creative financing, because welcome to the new world. Those words are back in the game.
Creative
financing is back in the game. But get outside, spend some time with your friends and family. Throw the phone in the drawer, or perhaps the garbage for a couple days, and then just reconnect with nature, reconnect with gratitude, reconnect with your family, and enjoy this great place called the United States of America. We'll be right back with PrimeLending and Michael Maher.
Keller Williams, you make dreams come true. Oh, sweet home.
With the new Keller Williams School of Real Estate, you can now get your license for free. Access tools, tips, and personalized coaching with Keller Williams award-winning training programs, and start off your career in real estate the right way. K-Score is 100% online and entirely free to students, with pre-licensing curriculum geared toward placing aspiring agents on a direct path to licensure and profitability. With K-Score, we're not just unlocking the door, we're opening every door to anyone that's ever dreamed of starting their career in real estate. We're making a difference for you so that you can make a difference for others. Now available for all individuals in Washington. Your future awaits. Enroll today.
We're excited. We got a lot of people signing up, so give us a call, 509-888-0038, or simply email us at joinus@kwncw.com. Let's go from being stuck to unstuck. Hi, this is Russ McClellan, operating partner with Keller Williams Realty and the host of this show, Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan and Friends. I want to take just a minute to say a heartfelt thank you for your support and tuning into our show each and every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. I personally have made some amazing friendships as a direct result of this radio show, and I couldn't be more grateful. As always, throw the phone in the drawer, be present, spend some time with your friends and loved ones, and make it a fantastic Saturday. Thanks again for your amazing support of Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan and Friends.
You're enjoying the Real Estate Show, Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan and Friends. Here's more with Russ.
Hey, welcome back to Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan. As always, I have Michael Maher with the PrimeLending. Hi, Michael.
Hey Russ, how's it going? Excited to talk to everybody about the shifting market we're in.
Yeah, I like that. The PrimeLending. It's like the Ohio State or something.
Exactly.
No, and the reason is that we do business together, Michael, and I'll do some third-party endorsing of you right now, if you don't mind.
Not at all.
What I love is that A, you're confidential. B, you're not about instant gratification, although you can write loans today. You're about also developing a plan for people, and you can have those conversations. And those are free, and they're confidential. Because so often what we hear, and the reason I love working with you and Sharon and your entire team, is that you stay abreast of products in the financial world that maybe 3 years ago weren't even a thing, or they weren't something that anybody would use when rates were 3% or under. Well, now they're not. Now they're 7 and climbing. So if you're not familiar, if you're working with a lender that is not familiar with the multitude of options and the ability to do some very creative lending, then you're probably with the wrong lender. And I can tell you from experience, I have a finance degree and 30 plus years in real estate. Michael and Sharon at PrimeLending are some of the best at keeping ahead of the game and not chase the game, meaning they're working on stuff before they even need it. So anyway, kudos to you, my friend. And
I appreciate that.
And maybe we can talk about what you are doing in the shift and what does that mean to your world?
Yeah, absolutely. So really, I kind of want to just speak to the buyers out there. This has something to do with the sellers as well, but the number one thing right now in this shift is buyers have opportunity. Yes, interest rates have doubled in a matter of just a few months, it seems, six to 8 months. And while on face value, that doesn't look great and it does impact payments, that opens up opportunity because now not as many people are buying, homes are sitting around longer. And the opportunity that's really amongst any buyers out there, and I would encourage you to speak to the lender that you're working with. If you're not working with someone or you want a second opinion, absolutely reach out to us. And your agent as well when you're making an offer. Let's say you're making an offer on a home that's been on the market for 15, 20, 30 days. The majority of people, because it's just been programmed into us for the longest time, is get the lowest price. Get the lowest price, and that equals the best deal. Where if I were to tell you, no, actually, if you offer the higher price or the price they're asking for, and you get seller credits back, you'll end up paying less out of pocket and you'll end up with a lower payment. And people go, what the heck are you talking about, Michael? That doesn't make any sense. Lower price is always better. No, that's not the case. And I'm still talking to people to this day that think lower price equals better. And if your goal is to turn around and maybe sell the home in a year, couple years, then yes, by all means, the lower price might end up netting you a better deal in the future. But if you're like the majority of people that are wanting to buy a home to live in for an extended period of time, anywhere from 5 to 10 years, getting the lowest price is not going to be the best deal. So how do we do that? That means you ask the seller for closing costs, and that can range on what you're allowed to ask, anywhere from 3 to 6%. But what that allows you to do is not only save on the upfront closing costs, like your title, your escrow, your appraisal, your credit report, all that kind of stuff, but it allows you to take some advantage of some creative programs like permanent interest rate buy downs or temporary interest rate buy downs that really net you a lower payment and, like I said, less out of pocket once you're at the closing table.
Yeah, at the end of the day, there's a lot of ways to do real estate finance. And working together is also important. So one of the things that we counsel our buyers on a lot is they'll come to us with a lender. And, I'm cool with whatever gets the job done. But quite often, the lender's not creative and the lender's not working directly with us. And I encourage all lenders to do what you do, Michael, and that is work together to communicate about the goals of our client before we write the offer. So we can structure these buy downs inside of the contract. We can structure what loan exactly we're going to get. And one thing that hasn't come up a lot, but I think it will, is that I believe almost all governmental loans are assumable. Well, as the prices are shifting downward a little bit more than they have for sure, maybe somebody bought a house 2 years ago at 3% and there's not a lot of equity. Well, maybe it's the best way to do is a formal assumption. And I think those are going to be more and more people looking into that. Again, it requires homework on your end. It requires to be open-minded and maybe fill out a few more forms that maybe is not as easy as it used to be, just like it wasn't as easy for the buyer or the buyer's agent not that long ago. Well, if we work together, there's still a lot of ways to skin that cat and get you into that house. And as always, remember that if you're renting, it's not always a bad thing, but it's 100% interest. You're just getting the use of it for 30 days. Now, would somebody say to me, should I buy a home in this market? Well, not if you're going to move in 90 days, like you said. But if you're planning on staying in it for 10 years, then absolutely. Absolutely, because on average, it goes up and to the right through appreciation. It goes up and down. It's not a straight line. But over the years, it's about average. The average is about 4% over the last 100 years or so. So it's always a good time to be thinking about it. And as you said, what we're seeing is sellers are becoming more and more flexible. That gives us some room to work. So what would you rather have? A market like 2 years ago that you had to compete with 50 offers in 5 minutes, or now one that a seller is being more flexible? So at the end of the day, it's not, if you have education and you have a good team, I think there's still some tremendous opportunities. Warren Buffett said it best: buy when everybody else is selling and sell when everybody else is buying. And hold that real estate long term and good things will happen to you.
Exactly. And on top of that, it's, you have to understand we're in kind of a unique position where the Fed is constantly raising the Fed funds rate to get inflation under control. And the data shows that at the end of this, when they start to get it under control, who knows how long that'll be, them and their infinite wisdom seems to always be playing catch up. But beside the point, when that does get under control, eventually interest rates should come back down. That's what the data suggests. So if you follow history, then that means right now is an opportunity where you could get a home significantly at a reduced price. And you can't change the price that you buy the home at. That's fixed. But you can change the interest rate through a refinance in later years. So by doing that, the opportunity to lower your payment is always going to be there. Once interest rates come back down, I will almost guarantee, nothing's guaranteed, but I would assume, if they came back, let's just say they came down into the mid fours, mid to high fours, which is what a lot of people are thinking that's where they're going to end up settling. You can imagine how many people are going to jump back into the market to purchase, because now interest rates are a lot more affordable and they're able to buy more house. Now we're almost back to square one where people are competing with multiple offers, because we still have an inventory problem. Right now, we're not really seeing it, I would think, as much because interest rates are higher and things are sitting. But you wait, those interest rates come back down, and that opportunity that you had to get things at a lower price or seller paid closing costs can go away just as fast as it came.
Yep. You marry the home, date the rate.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. And I think also, and you're not really as much a part of the seller financing world, but that's another avenue that we're really going to coach and teach on at Keller Williams at a high level, especially for land. There's so much opportunity for sellers out there that have land free and clear that are liquidating. and those that don't. So we'll be talking about simultaneous closings with creating mortgages and selling those mortgages at closing. Now, what's cool about what you do, and I bring that up, even though you're not directly, it's not something you do as a mortgage broker. What I love about what you guys do is you come from a place of integrity, and you will tell someone what their best deal is. I know that because I've worked with you long enough, and I've had enough clients go to you for advice. And sometimes you'll say, hey, well, you're probably better off to do a home equity line of credit on your home in Seattle and then buy that lot with that, because rather than get a land loan. I mean, you'll tell people the truth. And I think that's an abundant mindset in business. And I admire that about people in general, but you and Sharon and your team, in addition to being confidential, and in addition to being consultants and telling you, working a plan, they'll also tell you if their plan isn't the best one or their product's not the best one for you. So that says a lot about you guys as well.
No, I appreciate that. And it makes it nice when people know they can come to us and trust us as advisors to give them the best options, whether that's not a loan that I provide and I know someone and have a connection that I would recommend them to. It makes a big difference, and people, that goes a long way with people and trust, especially when they're making such big financial decisions. When you turn around and say, you know what, I would do this, and that has nothing to do with me, I think people can tell that you're looking out for their best interest and you're not trying to just score another deal constantly.
Yeah, instant gratification is a shallow place to live.
Exactly.
And I see we got about a minute left in the segment, maybe half a minute left. My producer JP is telling me. I just wanted to say, that I acknowledge you guys and I'm grateful for what you do. And I know as we move through the shift, we're pushing 90 agents and climbing. We're really doubling down on fundamentals and education and training and communication, and really having set expectations for people. All of these things in business are there, but they're very important in the shift to go get your best deal as a consumer or go get your unfair share of the market as a business person. And helping people is the foundation of all of that. So thanks again, Michael. Have a great time. Take care. Thanks for tuning in one more time.
It's a bright new day just came my way.